Yo. How y'all doing? What's going on, Will? How you feeling? 5 o'clock on the East Coast. Hopefully you had a good day. Hopefully you're not in traffic trying to watch this. What's going on? What's going on? What it do? Yeah. All right, I'm gonna get into a few credit things here. Make sure it's not gonna play no commercial. There we go. Yeah. This song's called Chill Day. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. All right. Your favorite guy in the hoodie, or at least you should be. Jay knows credit. So I'll tell you a few things. First thing, my new phone number, trying to get off of the old number. My new phone number is 18333J, the letter J, and then knows, KNOWS. That equates to being 18333-556697. Okay? That's 18333J knows. Try to make it very simple for you to know. You can text this number if you have a question. Even though it's a 1-800 number, I do receive text. You can fax me at this number as well. Okay, that's why I changed. I can do faxes, texts, calls. It transcribes it. It puts up in PDF format for me. It's just a fantastic way. I also have my team set up and ready for you all to call. And I know some of y'all have called and not been able to reach me because I've just had so much volume. I had somebody answer my calls for me in the past. They just didn't work out. They had other things they had to do that were more important than making money, I guess. I don't know because I pay them. So now I have an assistant. I have a part-time assistant, and I also have another assistant who may be coming on, a backup just in case the one I have. I'm prepared this time just in case anything happens. I hope it doesn't. I have a very good feeling about my newest assistant as well. It's just fantastic. So you'll be calling. You might, have Dom answer the phone. Dom will take care of you, like I will take care of you. And some things she can't handle, she'll send to me. But she's totally prepared. We've been training her now for the past few days. So you'll be able to call, get questions answered. If you don't understand something, like you don't know what primary trade lines are, she'll help you. If you want to set up with your AU, she'll help you with that. When you call the number, you're going to get prompts like press 1 for credit sweep, press 2 for credit repair, traditional credit repair. That way we know exactly what you're calling about, even if somebody cannot answer. For any reason, we'll be able to give you a call back and know exactly why you're calling. But we can go right into that and not waste any time. That way more people can call and get through and get stuff done. And it's working out very well. I've been testing it. I've had some calls come in today, yesterday, from clients who've already seen the number on one of my videos. I have kind of put all my numbers, I changed them all in my profile. I changed them in my videos. And that way you all will have that. Also, a couple of my videos now, I haven't updated every one, but I'm working on it now. I have my links for my new t-shirts and hoodies and stuff like that that's coming. So you can actually get those and get them drop shipped to your house if you would like to get one. I do have more designs coming, waiting on one to get done today so I can be able to post that one as well. Okay? So, it's something real quick. I'm going to record a video. I meant to record one last night, but so many calls came in yesterday that it was just crazy. Like so many calls. Hey, how you doing? Thank you. So many calls came in, I couldn't even do anything else. Like I was on the phone until late that night, and then I was talking to a lot of my team at 3 o'clock in the morning this morning. So I didn't go to bed till 4 a.m. today. So I didn't have a chance to post a new video, but at least I'm trying to still at least have some YouTube lives up so y'all can get some knowledge here about everything credit. Okay. So today I'm talking about a few things. If you got any suggestions of things to talk about, I do take suggestions. I'll just go ahead and I just flow. I don't like anything to be written. I don't have anything written on my screen. I like to show my screen. I'm not writing anything. I'm just looking at I like you know, non-copyrighted music. That way my video doesn't get blocked or charged for anything. So yeah, if you got something, you definitely can spit it out. If you got a suggestion or a topic, I can just flow off that topic and give you knowledge on that particular topic. Okay. But one thing I'm gonna talk about is funding, because everybody's looking for funding. I mean, that's like a general thing. A lot of y'all are watching these channels on YouTube, mine and other people's channels, because you want funding. You want credit cards. You want 10,000, 20,000 limits. You want to be able to walk into a bank, get a loan, you know, whether it's personal loan or whatever. You don't want to be denied. You're trying to get things off your credit. I mean, it's a very, very simplistic thing to know, but just let you know that I understand that for the most part, you're looking for funding. The end result is always funding. Credit repair, end result is to be able you get funded. For a house, a car, it's still funding. Okay, that's what you're looking for. So I get a lot of funding questions like, okay, I had a call earlier. I know you don't mind me talking about it. I had a call earlier to my new number, and they wanted to know how could they get you know, funding with only having 1 month or 2 months of primary history. Could they just get some AU trade lines and get some funding? So the answer to that, just put it in the public way, the answer to that is yes and no. Because having only 2 months, you know, depending on the algorithm of whatever bank you're running it through, they may look at it as not enough history in a primary. Now, another thing could run it, and they could just be looking at the overall, okay, he has a primary check, he has authorized users check, you know what I'm saying? Like, not really a check, but he's got the history check, no collections, no charge-offs, no late payments, okay, check. All right, we can give him approval. But every system's not the same. That's why I say it's yes and no. So you could have just that one primary with only a month or 2 of history and still get some funding. You may not get as much as you want, but you can still get some funding, okay? Might do 15 applications for you, 5 per credit bureau. I just know which companies pull what, you know, credit and who gives a lot of money. So, let's see, is 2 years average credit length good for most banks? 2 years is really good. Like I just, you know, over 6 months is preferred. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what you want to have, at least 6 months. But if you've got a good 2 year, I like the 2 year thing. Like, I don't know, for me, that's just beautiful thing, because I have that 2 years of history. I did a client who had 4 years of history. I was able to give him some funding with just one account with 4 years with a small limit. So it's definitely you know, not a 1,000%, but I would say if a person comes to me and they only had 1 primary credit card, maybe 2, and you've got, you know, a year, 2 years, and we throw some AUs on you, I'm going to get you some funding. Like, ain't no question about that. I'm going to get you some money. You're going to get some 20, 30K at least in that range. Now, if you've got more, I don't care if it's a $500 credit card. If you got more than 2 years and we add some AUs on top of that, you're looking at, you know, 50K plus, you know, in order to get funding. Like, it's not something that's hard to do. And people keep calling me and telling me about this. Let's see, do my trade lines. Will you also apply for the cards? Yeah, the cards it's just a separate service. It's just paying for my time. I charge $150 for that, and then I charge percentage on the back end. And so, you know, as long as you agree with that, you pay the $150 up front. I do the applications for you. And then once we get everything completed, I say, hey, you got this, you got proof of that, you got this, you'll see proof of it. And then you can either pay me right then, or you can wait till you get the cards and pay me off the cards, okay, for the funding fee. All right, so I have an invested interest to help you get a lot of freaking funding, because if I get you a lot of freaking funding, guess what? I get a bigger pay. So I want you to get money, okay? It doesn't make any sense for you to ask me questions when it comes to, well, are you going to do it? Like, bro, I'm going to do it, because if I do it, like, let's say I get you 100K. in credit cards. This is getting a good example, okay? Some people do get 100K in credit cards. Not trying to be funny. Like 20K credit cards, I do like 5 of those on one bureau. That could be 100K right there off just 5 increase. I still got 10 more to go. I'm going to do on all 3 of your reports, 5, 5, and 5. So say you got 100K, and you know, my back end fee 7%. So I make $7,000. I want you to get 100K, okay? I don't want you not, you know, or whatever the highest I can get you is without making you go over 5 increase, okay? Because that's my goal, you know. Hit you with 5 increase per credit bureau. Good place to be at, okay? Hopefully you get all the funding you need and you can just go hand. Now, if you tell me, hey, I want to buy a car and I need to get a house as well, I'll maybe stick to 3 or 4 per bureau. That way I give you some wiggle room to be able to apply to those other things without having to hurt your score so much. Okay, because once you go over 5, it's like a danger zone when it comes to credit. All right, so they start looking at you like, you can go to a bank and tell, you know, a bank will deny you for too many inquiries. And you're like, well, how many is too many? I only got 7, you know, or whatever like that. That's bad. Well, you say I haven't had any inquiries in the past 6 months to a year. But in the past 2 years, you have 14. That's bad. They're looking at that 2 years. They don't care about the whole 6 months. They're looking at that whole 2 years back. Okay? Hey, baby. What's going on? What type of score do you need? I'm sorry, I need to pull up this in detail so I can see your full chat. But I shouldn't see it. Let's see. Top chat. Chat viewing. Live chat. There we go. Let's see. Hey, what's up, Smooth? What type of score do you need in order to put an AU or primary on it? Okay, here's another thing I want to talk about is scores. People tell me all the time, hey, Jay, I need to get 750 score. My score right now is 622. I need to get to 750. It's just important for me to get 750 because I need to get some this and that. Nothing wrong with, you know, wanting to get a certain score, okay? It's a personal goal, all that kind of stuff. But I'm going to tell you something unorthodox that most people won't tell you is stop focusing on your score, okay? Hey, what's up? How you doing? Yeah, we just got off the phone. But yeah, your score is not important. As important as you think it is. Let me just say that, okay? So you focusing on having a 750, 800, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a good overall goal to get to, but it shouldn't be your main focus. Your main focus should be having the most history as possible that you can. History is like the sexiest thing on your credit report. You know what I'm saying? If you want to talk about, you know, love in February and Valentine's Day, you want to make your credit score sexy, get some history on that baby. That history, boy, that does wonders. You get you everything you want, okay? All the loving you want, all the funding you want, if you get that history up, okay? History is everything. So payment history needs to be good. The length of history needs to be long. Ooh, I didn't say that, okay? X-rated, okay. But it needs to be long for your history because the longer it is, they look at it, they'll say this person knows how to handle credit over a period of time, so you're able to get even more funding, okay? And for those of y'all didn't watch my last video, if you did not hear, or if you didn't watch it, or if you got to the video late, or if I had to delete a video the other day because y'all probably saw it, it's not up there no more. I deleted one of my lives only because I said a curse word in it, and YouTube is not really keen on that kind of stuff. So I'm not a big enough channel yet to be using curse words, so I just took it down. That way I wouldn't have to start all over again, something like that, for being abusive or whatever. I just said, nope, just going to delete it, get rid of it, it's done. I did give a lot of nuggets the other day. Hopefully y'all learned something from those nuggets. Let's see, what's the fastest you've seen experienced inquiries fall off a credit report? 2 days. No, that's a lie. 1 day. About 1 day. Because they got submitted late that night before 12 o'clock. And they were off the next evening. Like, and that's unorthodox for 1 day. Usually, I say about 5 days, you should see at least one of the bureaus fall off. If you say you're paying for all 3, within 5 days, you usually see one of them fall off. Okay, that's pretty average. Unless something falls on the holiday, something like that. But usually about 5 days, you should see at least one credit report go from 17 inquiries to 0, just like that. Okay. I had a client ask me, will it remove the accounts? Now I do have an old video I haven't deleted yet, but I've made a new video as far as on inquiries. My old video talks about me not being able to remove your inquiries that you hold accounts with. Well, now we've actually fixed that issue to where we can now remove your inquiries even if you have an account held onto it as well. So we've removed the inquiry and the account stays on your credit report. Before, if you had an account holding inquiry, if you remove the inquiry, it takes away the account as well off your report. So we don't want to do that. But now you don't worry about that. If you got 17 inquiries, I don't care if you applied for 17 cards last week. Okay, you got 17 denials. You want to get all of them off? We can get them all off. Or if you got 7 approvals and 7, denials, we're going to still take all of them off. Okay? How much you charge to remove inquiries? Right now, I'm doing $40 per inquiry. It's normally $50 per inquiry. You can do them per bureau if you want, but you got to do at least 5 at a time. Okay, so that's just the criteria. So, like let's say you've got 6 with Experian, but total you've got 30. And you don't know me yet, so you don't trust me yet. I understand that. Cool. Just not go with the 30. Let's do Experian first. All right. And then when Experian comes off, I want you to go back on my inquiry bomb video and say, hey, Jay took off my 6 off my, I'm about to get him to do my TransUnion and Equifax too. Okay? If you want to see a screenshot, message me or go to Jay's Instagram. This is my name on Instagram. He just tagged me on the post saying that he removed my inquiries off my TransUnion or something like that. Okay? I had a client tell me or call me yesterday trying to give me $3,000. And I told her not to give it to me because she wasn't ready for AUs and stuff like that because she needed to get other things fixed first and inquiries and stuff like that to where her getting a credit sweep, it wasn't, important to her. So I'm not looking to try to do anything intentionally, to harm anyone financially. Not intentionally. Now, I have, in the past, taken some money for a service that I was outsourcing. And I talked about that in one of my comments as well, to where, that was something that I basically got ished on. You know what I'm saying? So, those type of things happen. Let's see. They charged me $17.50 yesterday. I don't know who charged you $17.50. I don't know what that's talking about. Sorry, you need to clarify. I'm not trying to be funny. I just don't know what you're talking about right now. Let me try to see if you made another message in there. Maybe I didn't see. Sorry. Let's see. They charged me $17.50. I don't know what that means. I got 730 credit, but I got 20 inquiries. Yeah, so even though you got that high score with that amount of inquiries, that's actually going to hurt you when it comes to approvals, because you can have a great score and still look at you like, well, that's nice, but our algorithm says you can't get approved if you have over 6, So, yeah, hopefully y'all got that. I'm trying to keep pulling up the live chat. After removing inquiries, does your credit score improve? Most of the time, yes, by 3 points to 9 points per inquiry, depending on how many you have. So, I mean, let's say you got 10 inquiries on one report, you could be looking at a 30-point increase, okay? But also keep in mind, if you have other things offsetting that, like let's say when that updates, you also had a credit card utilization go up, or you had missed a payment, something like that. So when you look at the positives and the negatives, it could cancel itself out to where you don't see the raise. It could also be like, okay, you got 1 missed payment, or you got 1 new collection, or you got 1 new charge off, and then you have those inquiries come off. It's the same thing. Like, you're not going to see it work as beautifully if you don't have anything else on there. Like if you have everything else cleared off of your credit report, you just need the inquiries done, you're going to have the most benefit, like right then and there. Because there's no point. I mean, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. There's no point in getting your inquiries removed if you still got collections that you haven't started working on yet. Now, if you're already in a credit repair service, a sweep service, and now you want to get inquiries done while that's still getting done, that's fine. Or if you plan on getting your inquiries done and at the same time you want to turn around and go ahead and get your credit repair done, like you're going to do that next month, something like that, that's fine. But if you're just trying to get your inquiries off and you still got all these other negative items on your credit and you're trying to go apply somewhere, I'm going to tell you that you're not going to be able to apply nowhere. But you've grown, you can, you know, do it, and you know it'll bring your score up some because you might have a different goal. You may be trying to get a certain score to get an approval on a house, for an example, and you need a certain score to get the approval. They don't really care about your collections. Okay, so everything's case by case, but I'm just going to give you the right advice on what you should do, because overall, if you go with me for your funding, then we all get you go with me with your funding, we all get paid. Okay? And I'm all about all getting paid. You know what I'm saying? Payments are good. Especially when you got stuff you got to do. Okay? Let's see. Let me turn the music back up here a little bit. Let's see. Can you do a sweep just having one negative item? Yes, I can. So let's say you got one negative. That negative, let's say it's under 5K. Or if it's a bankruptcy, it's just be like a simple bankruptcy, then, you know, we can take that off. It'll be on the lower end side. Like right now, for just like one item that's 5K or less, it'll be $800 to remove it off your report completely. Now, that includes, you know, all 3 bureaus. If it's on all 3, take it off all 3, and it's not coming back. It's not one of those wipes where you wipe it off of, you know, for that 1 month, and then the next month when it reports again, it shows back up. It's not that kind of sweep. There'd be no point in paying so much money if it was that kind of sweep. But I am looking into getting that kind of sweep for people who just need that to get done. They might not have $800. They may need to go apply for something right now and need it to disappear for 30 days until the next reporting. So I am looking into doing that and figuring out what I want to charge for that for people who want that and they understand what they're paying for. You know what I'm saying? So, but for $800 on up to, you know, $10,000 for a sweep, depending on how much debt you have, you don't think about paying that for it to still stay on your credit report the next month. Okay? So I just wanted to kind of add that in there with your question. Okay? All right. So let's talk about a little bit about some tax things, because it's about to be tax time for a lot of people. Of course, I'm gonna say something you should already know, but please understand, I'm not trying to be funny. Rapid refund, don't do it. It's not worth it. I mean, just wait for your money. To do direct deposit now, there's no point. If you want to do your own taxes, the best tax service to use, in my personal opinion, is TaxSlayer.com. If you can do your own taxes, TaxSlayer.com is the best. Let's see, what do you recommend to build credit history for those with no history? Let's see the last 2 things. With no history, but so if you haven't seen my video, go look in my video lineup and find the video that says $14,000 in primary trade lines, and get that. Since the item now, I have to wait until the 30 days are over. Okay, hopefully you didn't do them online. Do not do online disputes. Online disputes, you waive all of your rights when you do online disputes. That's why I don't do them. I suggest you to not do them because, like, let's say this is the reason why you don't do online disputes. Okay, you go to Credit Karma, whoever you're using, Experian, whoever, and you do an online dispute. They have you check boxes that you don't read. They say check this box if you consent. You're consenting to, okay, you're waiving all your rights when you're doing this. What I mean by you're waiving all your FCRA rights. And if this comes back on your credit, you can't prove it ever came off. You don't have a letter. There is no report to that to back up your claim. Okay? So let's say something does come off. It might come back 2 months later or a month later. And you're like, oh, I got this off. Where? Where's your letter? Where's the proof? You don't have any proof, right? It can come right back on your credit report because you don't have the information to back up to the credit bills that it did come off. Okay? So, oh, with the Z Black Card thing, I have not followed up with them. I would say that they have not delivered on their promises. You know, they did give, you know, a lot of hype about that line. And, you know, I'm still involved with it right now, just trying to be patient and understanding of, you know, business. But at the same time, it's like, you know, we've been waiting for a long time for it to post. And I know people been hitting me up about it. And it's like, you know, it's like one of those things, man. Like, you tell people to do something, and it's like when somebody else doesn't deliver, you just look bad, man. And it's like, man, I hate that. I hate that because it's like, I'm like telling people, you know, it's going to do this and it's going to do that because, you know, I'm like, yo, they've done research. They got these banks lined up. They got this, they got that. And they just haven't delivered on it. And I'm just trying to be patient and, you know, hopefully I can say, like, I told you it was going to post. I told you. You just had to wait. But, yeah, they haven't been, hasn't been very promising, just to be honest. It hasn't. But, you know, I'm still going to stick it out and see what happens. You know, that's all I can do. I've already invested. What's with the hoodie? Did I miss something? Not judging, just asking. I just look good in a hoodie. That's all. I look ugly without my hoodie, so I don't take it off. I'm just kidding. I'm not that ugly. But I'm a big fan of hoodies. People who know me personally, they know me that I wear hoodies all the time. I wear hoodies in the summertime. I might wear a thinner hoodie, won't be as thick, but I just like hoodies. Like, you know, I am Jay as well, so everybody's like, oh, you trying to be Jay Boogie in the hoodie? Like, no, bro, I've been wearing hoodies forever. I just really love hoodies. Just my thing, you know. This is like my season for hoodies. It's like, oh, it's hoodie season. Let's go. I got plenty. Sorry about that. I got a whole closet full, you know, of hoodies. A whole closet. So yeah, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing for me. I love hoodies. I love soft hoodies, extra soft cotton. And by the way, the hoodies that I'm going to be promoting and selling for my line of hoodies, they're all going to be top quality. I don't have any low quality. This right here is a low quality hoodie. I just like the color. But none of my hoodies are low quality. They're all top extra soft cotton hoodies. If you ever been to like Ralph Lauren Polo and you found like one of the ones that had that very extra soft or extra soft hoodie, like, man, I'm telling you, like, it's a so sorry about that. Somebody's calling in. But it's a totally different feel of hoodie. And you know, I like comfort. That's one thing I like. I like comfort. I'm sorry to be get thrown off from the questions, but let me make sure I do this. Yeah, I love hoodies, man. Okay. Make sure I didn't miss anybody's question. So yeah, make sure if you're disputing yourself, make sure you're writing letters yourself. Make sure they're certified. Don't do it online. 5-day period should be up by next month, between the 16th, the 10th and the 15th. If I stop then to start over the next round and go with you. Let's see. Yeah. Don't stop anything you already have going on. Just wait for that process to be over. What's your name? King and Queen 2019. Yeah, just wait. Don't cancel anybody else's service. If they got a date for you, just stick with that date. And if you need help beyond that, hit me up. I'm trying to make sure I got everybody's questions in here, so sorry about that. Quick pause for the cause. But yeah, I do like hoodies. I do have my my closet is actually right there. I have a lot of hoodies in here. That's what I mean right here. This right here, it's soft. This right here, this soft, this thing right here, extra soft right here now. Extra soft hoodie. I'm telling you, this is how your hoodie's gonna look. They're gonna look this soft right here. This right here is like one of my most comfortable hoodies right here. Love it. But yeah, I got plenty. I got plenty. Not gonna show off though. This is not a fashion channel. This ain't a fashion channel. Okay. But yeah, I got plenty. Love hoodies, man. Back to the credit. Oh, tax stuff. All right, taxslayer.com. If you're gonna do your own taxes, taxslayer.com. If you have an accountant, make sure they know how to count it. What I mean by that is there's a lot of dumb accountants. If you're an accountant, I'm not trying to badmouth you. I'm just saying that there is a large portion of you all who are not very smart. You just have college degrees, but you're not very smart when it comes to money. You just have a degree and a name tag. Just being a 100 with you. Like, I know kindergartners who can count more than some of these accountants. But see, you gotta think about it. Okay, if I'm Oprah or if I'm anybody big, if you know Oprah, some of y'all who know Oprah is, right? She's kind of famous, right? So her accountants don't advise her on nothing. She advises her accountants on what to do. She has accountants for certain things, and she tells them what to do with her money. They don't tell her what to do with her money. And see, we as people, we try to give advice and tell other people, like, yo, you need to get you an accountant. They're going to advise you on such, 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 such. And, you know, that's not the case. Hold on one second. All right, family just getting home. So, you know, sorry if my son starts coming up here. I'll probably have to end this here in a minute. Okay? Just getting back from daycare. He's going to come and hug on daddy a little bit. But, so yeah, you want to make sure that your person knows what they're talking about. Okay? And, you know, making sure that they're helping you with getting all the deductions that you can. Because if not, there's no point in having somebody else file your taxes, okay? Somebody who works at H&R Block or something like that, a lot of them, they just took a class. They paid $75, $100, whatever, about a week ago. Now they're doing your taxes, okay? I mean, you can do that, your own research yourself, okay? So, Jeremiah, give me 1 second, okay?
I've been on green.
You're a good boy today? Okay, go play. I'll be there in a minute, okay? All right.
I'll put the lights on.
Yes, sir. Okay, he was a good boy today, so he get to play with daddy. All right, but yeah, make sure that you know more than your accountant. That might sound crazy, but you need to know more because you need to know what's done right. You need to know, because see, here's the thing. If you don't know how it's done, how can you recognize if it's done right? So if I own a restaurant, I know how to do every job in the restaurant. I can serve tables, I can greet, I can host, I can make drinks, I can wash dishes, I can cook. I'm not going to do it unless I have to do it because we're short-staffed or we're busy, something like that. But I will do it and I know how it's done. See, that's the difference when it comes to people who are managing a business or managing their own personal finances and people who don't know how. They don't really understand. Like, you got to know how everything is done, but still be able to delegate it if you need to delegate it. Okay? So, what's that say? Yeah, true. Yeah, I'm trying to be real with you. You got to be able to know. Okay? So, it's not saying that you want to do all the work. Just know how the work is done so you can recognize if it's done properly or if it's done wrong. Okay? And that just goes from your own knowledge, but you won't get the knowledge if you don't study. So, how do you study? First thing you do is go grab you a W-4 form. Go to irs.gov or just type search bar IRS and you can type in W-4 and then type in PDF. Google search that. 2019 IRS W-4 PDF. Search that, find a PDF, click on it, open it, and actually read it. Because most of y'all watching this channel, most, not saying all, most do have a job, okay? That W-4 that you got, you didn't fill it out correctly for most people in the United States. So why don't you go click on a W-4, which is the first tax form you filled out when you got your job before you even filed taxes. I want you to go look at it. And I want you to stop at the top left-hand corner, which I think this is probably your right, I'm not sure. But go to the top left-hand corner, okay? And start reading the paragraphs. Don't start at like line A and all that kind. I want you to go straight to the top, and I want you to read for understanding. Read what the form is asking for. The form doesn't ask you for how many kids you got. It asks you for your allowances, your adjustments, your deductions, and your tax credits. So if you're all just putting how many kids you got, you're doing it wrong already. So you say, well, I filed 3 because when I filed in January, I put 3. That ain't what this form is asking you for. It's not asking for just what you're filing when you file for claiming kids in January or whenever you file your taxes. It's asking for your adjustments, allowances, deductions that you have now. Not who's gonna claim the baby. That's not what it's asking for. Okay. Do you have any that you apply for? Have a certain amount of time to start paying? Let me see. Well, I mean, if you're talking about credit card funding, of course, then you can always get a credit card. I like the credit cards to give you 12, 15 months, even 18 months, no interest. You know what I'm saying? I love those. Those are my babies. That way you can do what you got to do and just pay a small payment every month, and that payment goes straight directly to the principal, and none of it goes to the to just interest, and you're still paying it down without feeling like you're obligated to pay a big amount because you got to pay interest on top of that. As far as funding goes for personal funding, then you can get cash, but when you're getting cash, you're not going to have no type of introductory rate. You're going to pay next month. They added interest the next day. Like they not playing no games with that. They gonna hit you with the interest. Okay, but credit cards, yes, you definitely can do that. All right. Any other questions? You're definitely welcome to ask before I end. I'm gonna end here in a couple minutes. Okay, probably about 3-4 minutes. But just going back to some tax knowledge there. Yeah, just read that form in its entirety so you know what it's asking for. It's very good to know what you're looking at, because a lot of times you read it or you don't read it. Let me say, you get it when you start your job. You put 0, you put 1, you put how many kids you got, you claim you and the wife, you hit check, you go to line H, you put 1, 0, or 2, and then you sign it, date it, give it to your employer, you start working, you've been working there for 10, 20 years, you ain't seen the form ever again in your life. Or you get married, you change it, or you get a baby and then you change it. Other than that, you don't look at it again. Okay? But that's not what the form is asking for. So you're leaving money on the table right now just by not even reading your W-4 right now. So you can set yourself up for next year if you just read that form. Okay? To where you're paying less money every paycheck out of your taxes. Now, people say, well, won't that hurt my refund check? Well, let me ask you a question. Will you give me $1,000 a month for 12 months, interest-free, if I give you half of it back in March of next year? That's what most people doing. You're giving the government an interest-free loan for all this time, and you're happy about getting a big refund check. That's what we're happy about. We're happy about giving somebody else our money, letting them invest it, letting them have fun with it, letting them cheers with it, and invest in the market and make $1 million. And then we're saying, gotten testimonials on what exactly? Just off experience, I plan on getting a Hellcat 43K. What kind of score do you think I need? It's not about really the score. It's about the income. Do you have the income to qualify for it? If you got the income to qualify for it, the score is easy. I mean, people can get a Hellcat with a 680, not even being in the 700s. But they have the income that they can show they can pay for. They can go to a credit union and get the approval for a $40,000, $50,000 car, you know what I'm saying, 45K, whatever, and just take it to them and say, hey, here you go. Here's my paperwork. I got pre-approval. That's the car I want, that Hellcat right there. I'm taking that home. Okay? So it's not really about the score. Now, if your credit is bad, of course, you can still get a car and get a nice car. People get Benzes and everything with a bad score, just going to pay higher interest. It's not really about the approval. It's about what kind of interest rate you want, Of course, I'm always going to say credit unions. You need to go credit unions and get your pre-approval with them first before you go to the car lot, because they're going to run your credit 1,000,000 times. Okay? But, yeah, hope y'all enjoyed this video. This is J Knows Credit. Make sure you call the number 1-833-3-J, the letter J, K-N-O-W-S, knows. What financing programs do you offer? Is it just a 150 program? Also, do you help people get in credit unions? I mean, there's a couple of ways to get in some credit unions. There's a couple of cheat codes. I do have ways to get into credit unions, but it's also part of my funding thing, which is that 150 you pay for the funding. I definitely can get you into some credit unions at the same time as I'm doing your funding. Okay, so I get you to about 3, maybe 4 credit unions at the same time as I'm getting you credit cards. Okay. So yeah, I try to do everything, not only just give you advice and tell you, what you should do and all that. I'm also gonna, make sure that you can, make some other moves. not just with the credit cards. You can also make some other moves with some cars and houses and things of that nature. Okay, but yeah, I appreciate y'all watching this video. 18333, the letter J, KNOWS, knows. About to go get my son squared away. And see y'all in the next video. J knows credit. Credit's queen.